Okay. Yeah, it's pretty dark now, and I think I've had enough of the, the graveyard. So, oh, thank God. Okay. We're good, we're good, we're good, we're good. We're good. Give me in. Oh, shit. All right, we're on the road again for another outing. It should be a pretty fun outing tonight because it is October, it is spooky season, it is Halloween season. So I thought it would be a good idea, maybe against my better judgment, but I thought it would be a fun idea to go try to do some birding and photography in one of Colorado's most haunted locations. So I'm talking about the Central City Cemetery. So I am heading up there tonight, see if we can make some spooky photos. And truth be told, I'm not really too worried about being scared or anything because I'm not really a paranormal activity guy. I'm not like a ghost hunter guy. Like I don't really believe in ghosts, so I'm not really expected to be scared by anything up there, but I think it'd be fun to go see a cool, like, spooky location. So anyway, that's where we're on our way to, and yeah, we'll see if we make some good photos tonight in the spooky cemetery. Come on. All right, welcome to Black Hawk, where I'll tell you, the only ghosts up here are the savings accounts of all of the gamblers, because them savings accounts definitely go somewhere to die up here, but there ain't no ghosts, I'll tell you that. Oh my goodness, I have to say, it's pretty ominous looking. It's more ominous looking than I was expecting. Oh, amazing though. All right, let's park and get in there. Well, it's an ominous sign. All right, let's get in there. See if we can find any birds. I don't hear any. But, man, this is awesome. Bird-wise, I've seen a few black-capped chickadees. That's about it so far. But I'm hearing some other things. Maybe some nuthatches, maybe like pygmy nuthatch, which would be right for this area. So, yeah, but I just can't believe how cool this spot is. I'm really blown away. I bet you if you came up here earlier in the fall when the colors were changing, I bet you, man, it's just amazing up here. So I'm obviously a few weeks too late for that, but wow, this is not scary really at all. It's more just really, I don't know, I think it's kind of cool. Kind of ominous, but like kind of cool. So apparently another phenomenon that is frequently reported in this cemetery is orbs. Like at night you can see ghost orbs floating around the cemetery. Well, I don't plan on being here at night, so I'm not going to have any way to try to photograph that. But that's just another instance of what people think, this place is haunted, or what they think they've seen. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think I would want to be here in the dark for certain. But yeah, we won't be sticking around for the ghost orbs. Well, I'm not finding any birds. All I'm finding are just more, tombstones. That's not good. Let me go down this way. Died 1892, aged 6 years. Goodness. Yeah, if I only lived to be 6, I think I would come back and haunt some people too. Man. All right, well, I have not found any birds. I've only just saw a couple mule deer up over on top of a hill, so there's at least something living out here. But I'm going to flip you around because there's another graveyard across the street, or across the road. So I'll make a walk around over there. I didn't know we were going to have just multiple graveyards out here. This is incredible. So yeah, I'm going to go over to that graveyard. All right, well, here we go. Cemetery number 2. Jeez. Maybe this will actually have some birds. I see some deer out there. So maybe, I guess, if anything, maybe I can photograph them. It's a Catholic cemetery. Okay. Okay, you can see that's about how much sun I have left because I'm up in the mountains, so the sun is going to set a little bit sooner. Way out there is like an abandoned sort of building, which I think I can get out to. So my plan is to go out towards the abandoned building before the sun goes down, because like I said, I don't want to be out here in the dark, so I'm going to get going. All right, well, I think this is probably the end of the line for me. There's a fence here, so I can't go back there to see that abandoned building. Okay, all of a sudden it got real cold and it is pretty dark out here. And I'll admit, it's a little creepy. So yeah, I'm gonna stick around here for a little bit longer. This camera has a really good low light mode. It's actually really dark right now. Okay. It is getting pretty dark, as you can probably tell here. I'm just ready to probably head back to the car. And yeah, it's a vibe out here. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty dark now, and I think I've had enough of the, the graveyard. So okay, I don't know if that's like a bear or like a moose or something out, like just not far away from me. It's like broken branches and something moving out there, and I can't really see. This is not happening. Yeah, I'm going to try to get back to the car and not run into any wildlife. As I saw some of those deer earlier, but that was over on the other side. This ain't deer. At least not that I can. God, I can barely even see now. All right, let's get back to the car. Oh, thank God. Okay. We're good. Give me. Oh, shit. Okay, not sure if the camera's even picking me up or not. I am back in the car, and yeah, I'm good to go. Good to get on out of here. Yeah, that was wild and very spooky. As soon as it got dark, all of a sudden, man, it got really cold. This like wind came in, and I was standing there kind of doing a little vlog thing, saying like, well, yeah, probably time for me to get on out of here. And all of a sudden I just hear this loud snap. I mean, it sounded like a tree branch like breaking like right next to me, and but there was no trees like that close to me, and I thought maybe it was like wildlife, right? That's probably what it is, right? Like I saw some deer earlier, or maybe it's like a moose, or maybe it's like a bear, or it's like something. And I never saw anything. And then I got back to the car, and I was like, time to roll, baby. It's time to get out of here. So, yeah, I'm out of here. Good morning. Spooky week continues. I am up early on a Sunday morning to go to another cemetery. What is wrong with me? This is a DFO outing to a more well-known cemetery. This time we are going to Fairmount Cemetery here in Denver, and then we're also going to bird a little bit along the Highline Canal that's over in that area as well. It is, yes, pretty early morning. It's starting to get light. I was hoping when we started it was still going to be kind of dark and spooky, but looks like we actually have a pretty nice day on our hands. So anyways, I'm on my way right now, and we'll see if we can get any sort of spooky bird photos today at this cemetery. As we started our morning walk around Fairmount, the vibe wasn't very spooky. In fact, as the sun was rising, it looked like it was going to be a very pleasant day. The first birds of note we saw were these northern flickers, which were jumping off and on the tombstones, which actually is pretty spooky. And we also got a good look at this Townsend solitaire, which would not be the only one on the day. Our first raptor of the day was this American kestrel sitting up at the top of this tree, enjoying a nice peaceful rest, but that didn't last very long. We saw this red-tailed hawk atop this telephone pole right before we were about to go into the mausoleum. And the mausoleum was something that I was not expecting. Work began building this mausoleum back in the late 1920s, and the first entombment happened in 1930. What caught me off guard was the sheer size, and over the years there's been several additions to the mausoleum, making it bigger, the last one being in the early 1970s. There are over 15,000 remains, both in caskets and in cremated ashes, and it is a who's who of famous Denver dead people that reside there. Most notably would be Charles Becher, who founded the Becher Concert Hall where the Colorado Symphony plays, also Frederick Bonfils of the Bonfils Blood Center, and Charles Gates, who of course founded the Gates Rubber Company. and the stained glass, which was absolutely beautiful. I'd never been in this building before, and this was designated a Denver Historic Landmark in 2005. It was awesome. After we left the mausoleum, we continued our bird walk along a portion of the Highline Canal that parallels the cemetery, and this is when we found some of our best stuff for the day. First was this pair of ruby-crowned kinglets, and although video was difficult, I do believe I got a photo of each of the pair. We also got a great look at this white-breasted nuthatch.
It's about eye level.
We then found what, in my opinion, was the find of the day with this white-throated sparrow.
Stay first.
We then saw our second Townsend solitaire of the day. It was perched on this branch, which had some really nice fall colors behind it. Made a great photo.
All right, Barrett family, I see you.
After we finished walking this stretch of the Highline Canal, we started making our way back to the parking lot, through the cemetery, stopping to see a few more of these sights along the way. But as we got back to the parking lot, another surprise was in store for us. This Cooper's Hawk had landed on one of our group members' cars and posed nicely for a few photos, but did eventually fly off. All right, well, welcome back to the channel. I hope that you enjoyed a few of the spooky outings that I went on this Halloween week. I love Halloween, if you couldn't tell. And I just thought it would be fun to go to some spooky places. And the Central City Cemetery was the first place. That was not very birdy. Obviously, you could tell it was not really many photographs, but what an awesome place up there. Just once you go through Central City, you go up. Okay. Hi, it's Scott. It's me. But yeah, no, Central City was a really fun place to go to. And I had read about that place being like kind of known as a haunted graveyard. And sort of the haunting is, I had mentioned in the video about the ghost orbs that could be seen, but really it's mostly supposed to be haunted by the miners that died while working up in Central City when it was more of a mining town. Obviously back then, safety standards were not very high, and so there was a lot of unfortunate deaths up there due to just, it's a very unsafe job. And so they would come back and haunt people because, they died in an unfortunate way while mining. So, but yeah, that was a really cool spot. I think it was still a fun outing, walking around there. I'd never been up there before. And I had a little scare there at the end. Basically, it got dark really quick. And like once the sun went down, like it caught me off guard at just how quick it got dark. Fortunately, it was a full moon that night. And sort of my idea that day was I was going to go film at the graveyard and the cemetery up there. And then, like I said, I did not know that there were like multiple cemeteries all in that same area. So I definitely was up there a little bit longer than I intended. And my plan was I was going to, film everything at the cemetery, leave before dark, because I wanted to get to a good spot where I could see that comet that had been visible. And it was so cloudy that there was going to be no way I was going to see the comet. So I ended up staying also at the cemetery a little bit later than I had intended, and kind of got caught out there in the dark. And I'd stepped into this little, because it got really windy. And so I was trying to record, but it was just picking up all sorts of wind noise. So I stepped into this little like kind of covering where it was really dark. And as I was sitting there recording, all of a sudden I heard that branch snap just like right outside where I was. And yeah, I was not expecting that, so it really caught me off guard. And looking back at it now, I'm sure it was the wind, because again, it got really windy once the sun went down, and wind can break branches. But it definitely gave me a oh my god, I need to get back to the car. I'm ready to get out of here. So it was fun though, and it was a cool spot to go up and just see. And yeah, I mean, bird-wise, there was just really not much up there. I did see a red-tailed hawk that was flying around, and he did land on a telephone pole, and I tried to get around to get some shots, and of course, the second he saw me, he took off. And I think I saw some black-capped chickadees up there, and that was about it. And then I saw the mule deer, of course. So, yeah, not really the most good photo outing, but it was still a fun spot to go check out, so I hope you enjoyed that part of the video. And then, of course, went to Fairmount Cemetery here in Denver, which is a big cemetery in town. Really, really beautiful area. They take such good care of it. And, I have family that's buried there. And just to see some of the fall colors in the trees, and it is very birdy. And it's a great place to actually go birding. And we got there that morning, and it was kind of foggy and misty in the morning, and I was like, oh, this could make some good, kind of graveyard ambience. But, I mean, as soon as the sun came up, it actually just ended up being just a really nice, unspooky day. But going into that mausoleum, which I've never actually been in before, I'd never walked in through there, and it just blew me away. It was so much bigger than I was expecting, and just walking around and seeing just... Man, it's really nice marble, oh, it is fancy. And like I mentioned, a lot of famous people are kept in there. So, but yeah, the stained glass too was just awesome. The way the sun just lights that all up was really, really awesome. So that was a highlight for me. And then, of course, we got to see a bunch of, unlike Central City, there were tons of birds. So that was really cool too. The white-throated sparrow there along the Highline Canal was, I think, the all-star of the day, but the ruby-crowned kinglets were really cool too. Kind of uncommon to see them around here this time of year. But yeah, overall, it was a lot of fun. And then, yeah, we came back to the parking lot, and I was the one who noticed that I was like, wait, there's something on someone's car over there. Because I was pretty far away, then I put the zoom lens on, and I was like, oh, it's a Cooper's Hawk that's on your Telluride. We got a Cooper's Hawk on the Kia. But yeah, and so we kind of got a good chuckle out of that. And it was looking around, and then as we kind of walked more towards the parking lot, it took off. But that a pretty fun way to end the day. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this Halloween-themed video. It was fun putting together and going out to all these spots. I'm good on visiting cemeteries for a while, I can say. It was funny when I was trying to put together a list of all these places I wanted to go. Man, there's so many cool haunted places that you could probably go and do some really good birding. So, maybe for next year. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this one. I will see you on the next video coming up. I think it's going to be bighorn sheep, which should be awesome. So I will see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye.